Studio Series Wave 10 in under 60 minutes. Let's go. Okay, so Wave 9 was a bit of a dud, but hopefully Wave 10 is an improvement. As you can see, we've got some variety. Wow, big chungus. And a fucking repaint in my Studio Series mainline. What the fuck? I'm so far ahead of myself, I'm catching myself on the decline of my channel. So let's just skip right into it with SS62 Soundwave. I didn't buy it. I didn't see the point. A lot of people have said it's shit. Fuck it, let's just move straight past it to SS63. Studio Series 63 Topspin in over 60 seconds. Let's go. He's just a doom-wrecky carboy. This one's a Chevy Impala. Actually, I think they all are. I don't watch Formula 1. Leave me alone. This one's very much just the exact same vibe as Roadbuster. Modified NASCAR covered in guns. Although I must admit, I like the proportions of this one a lot better than I did Roadbuster. I'd probably say I like the mounted weaponry better, except for the fact that it's soft fucking rubber because someone hates me. Also, is it just me or does this thing have the proportions for a decent Batmobile? Scottish Batman would be getting DUIs in a fucking modified race car covered in guns, to be fair. Oh, I see you, mate. I'm Justice. I'm gonna batter your fucking panning, mate. Oh. That last one sounded like a cow. Unfortunately, this one couldn't escape mushroom peg syndrome, but you know what? I give these guys the pass. I feel if anyone would be mushroom pegging wheels onto their body, it would be the Wreckers. I don't know what it is, just the sculpt, paint and detailings on the back is just really fucking cool to look at. Like, I want to drive one of these, please. I'm nearly 30 and I'm slowly dying from poor diet and smoking. Do I qualify for Make-A-Wish? Oh my fucking god. What in the holy land of fuck did the Wreckers do to deserve this? Carrying on the trend of having a really accurate head sculpt, it basically all fans out to reveal this. This is just obscene. While Roadbuster and Topspin share very different molds, a lot of the same problems come out. Weak posability, lackluster accessories, a really distracting shit backpack, and exclusive to this one, two more problems. More of a minor one, but the lack of any real color breakup in the main body. Like, it's there, but it's not anywhere near as nice as what it is on Roadbuster. And if you look just below his head, mine had a piece break off. Like, how in the fuck does that piece break off? So far we're 2 for 2 on lackluster Wreckers. Honestly, who knows how the fuck Leadfoot's gonna fare? Why, as it so happens, the patrons will know. In my latest patron exclusive review that'll drop on August 28th. That's right, the day this video comes out for everyone else, the patrons get to see this guy. Wow. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled content. Studio Series 64 Cliffjumper in over 60 seconds. Let's go. What in the moist fuck of Tron's corpse is this? Someone's been smoking too many copies of iRobot for this. In all seriousness, I actually like this as an interpretation of Cybertron Bumblebee. Except it isn't Bumblebee. How dare you ruin my Bumblebee by making him the red Bumblebee? This just gives me a feeling like I've been cut right down the middle. But enough about chatting shit. No, I've no issues with this figure. Well, at least in this mode. Central windscreen, very cool. Unpainted detailing on the rear, that's very cool. Whatever the kind of intake this is. Seriously, I don't know what the this is, but it's so cool. Plus he rolls. Fucking mushroom pegs, I swear to god. And his undercarriage is relatively clear. Actually, I take it back, this is a very peak carboy. If you head over to eBay today, you can get your hands on one for $9,99999. I actually don't know what the aftermarket value for Bumblebee Cliffjumper is. I also don't care because I already got one. I actually don't know what's more impressive about this Cliffjumper. The fact that he's retooled from the best Bumblebee, or the fact that he's over-engineered to the point that he ruined that original Bumblebee. Also, he's wearing clown shoes. Overlooking the absurdly nice head sculpt that's actually a bit fucking terrifying this close. Get the fuck away from me. The transformation in robot mode now have lots of extra steps to accommodate all the kibble, some of which really doesn't like staying tabbed together. Of course he comes with some of the same posability as well as the exact same gun, except oh my, that silver paint really adds a lot here. Unfortunately for this guy, it doesn't seem to look anywhere near as good. Just really gives you that feeling of being cut down the middle, doesn't it? I don't know, he's not the worst figure in the world. Fuck, I don't think he's even the worst figure in this wave. He's just another example of a retool that doesn't improve on the original, which is a shame because it's nice to see Cliffjumper in the SS lineup for the first time. It's just a shame that his screen time got cut in half. We get it, he gets cut in half in the movie. Shut the fuck up. Alright, I'll see how the fuck this is. Alright, let's talk about someone else then. Studio Series 65 Blitzwing in over 60 seconds. Let's go. Finally, we're getting some fucking good shit out of this waves. Look at that paint fade. It's not every day you see it. That's still the reason I'm talking about it so highly. It does just look like the spray gun was running out of paint though. You got a big old cockpit here, complete with hidden cock. We'll talk more about him in a little bit. There's some detailing on the rear that exists. Yeah, this jet mode isn't particularly good, but it's fun. It holds nice in your hand. Sure, the underside isn't the cleanest, but I don't care. Exercise some caution in this horrible life we live in. But sheep, it's not the right jet. You can't like it. Of course, fuckwad, a very valid argument. Indeed, this is not the correct jet mode that Blitzwing had in the movie. But in the interest of being very objective as much as I can, yeah, no, the underside's very clunky. I don't know, I like the jet and the colours, but the accuracy and the kibble and the paint, I could see the complaints for him, and I can understand it. I'm down with you guys. I know where you're coming from. I know where you're going. If it hadn't been for you guys, I'd have been married a very long time ago. Just cut this bit. Fucking hell. But moving on to the good shit, what a fucking powerhouse of a man. He's posable, quite striking, menacing looking, swappable hands, articulated hands, a play feature that I had no expectation of ever seeing. Oh, and a gun whose whole point is to be integrated into the actual figure. Are you telling me there's nothing that this king can't do? Well, this takes fuck all to come off the tabs. I think he has a waist, but it's just generally useless. Yeah, I gotta be honest, there's a lot about this guy to love. It's just a shame that there's not much opportunity to actually get one. Yes, unfortunately, as a sought after COVID release, there's no real way to get this guy without either going the KO option or forfeiting a car payment. Or if you're a fan of the ideas in general, you could always wait for the Seekers. God, I can't wait to get to them. They're a different breed entirely. I can't believe the only two figures that fare favourably after Wave 8 just happened to be two Bumblebee releases. You know, if I were a tinfoil hat wearing man, I'd say it's almost deliberate. Alright, just wait till we get to the 2021 lineup. That'll be a very different story. But for now, let's talk about the last of our Constructicons. Studio Series 66 Overload in over 60 seconds. Let's go. I'm not sure why the leader class in the numbering scheme comes between two Voyagers, but I'm not Dr. Dolittle, so don't go asking me why. I don't have a fucking clue. I don't talk to no animals. Our boy Overload happens to be based on concept art and is an articulated dump truck. And similarly to Long Haul, he's more dump than truck. I like the colour scheme and some of the painted on details for the alt mode, but unfortunately there's just too much robot hanging around. Like that, them, whatever in the fuck this is. But I'll be fair when it's due, the truck cab actually looks okay. I like this little front section, I really like the grille. The wheels look really nice, even if they don't all roll together. You can make the other ones roll, but it just basically means it's not touching the ground, and there's not much you can do about that, I'm afraid. Well, there probably is, but I'm not here to fix all your problems. He's also supposed to come with this piece. Now, you and I both know what this actually is, but for the purpose of this alt mode, what the fuck is this supposed to be? Like, if you just want to completely ruin the entire look of the alt mode, yeah, sure, leave it there. I don't know, shit be damned. But basically, just a big, impractical, dumb, fun alt mode. Wow, how could this guy not get better? Like this, apparently. Don't get it twisted, I love me some absurd Bayverse designs, and I love me some concept Decepticons that never quite got their own figure, now finally being realised. But here's my two problems with it. Personally, I wish they adapted the one that had the crab legs. I'm sorry, it just would have been so much more interesting for his profile compared to the others. And just more on a structural engineering level, this guy is pretty useless. His head, while on a very tight ball joint, has a good range of motion to it. You know, he can look side to side. That's fine. His legs, on the other hand, can't really move all that much in comparison, but at least he's got ankle tilts, as you can see. Really, however, the core issue with this guy is with his arms. So while you see here, you can slope the shoulders at the big combiner joint. More to come on that in the future. The shoulders themselves have no sort of independent agency. So this one can go like this, and that's as far in as it can go. That's pretty much it. It can go a bit in as well, but like, that's about it. But don't get me wrong, I guess from the point of view of being a grown man complaining about a toy, but it's a real shame because this design had some real potential to actually be really fun, and in the end he's just very stagnant. And that's even more of a shame because I just love a lot of the little detail work going on with him. The alt mode and robot mode detail and the absolutely fucked head sculpt. The silver paint applications going through the arms. While the legs can't really move all that well, they do look quite good. And I'll shout it out again, bravo to the ankle tilts. Yeah, sure, the transformation made them a necessity, but it's nice to have some extra posability to make up for what he's lacking. The absolute lack of a backpack would be exceptional were it not for the fact that he's wearing them as fucking shoulder pauldrons. I don't know if this is our last foray into the Constructicons before Devastator. That's a little bit sad because it could have been better. Maybe when I get to doing the inevitable Devastator video, I'll talk a bit more in depth about why I don't like the Constructicons as much as I probably should. But for now, let's talk about the actual last component of Devastator. Studio Series 67 Skipjack in under 5. Studio Series 67 Skipjack in over 60 seconds. Let's go. F*** off. Saying this fucking intros took me so much work. Studio Series 67 Skipjack in over 60 seconds. Let's go. What was I said? Repaints in my mainline. What is this? Well, this is Skipjack, the actual screen accurate version of the character from Revenge of the Fallen. Basically Rampage in yellow. And he fixes this issue with the grill that I mentioned. He's also got a lot of improved QC. I don't know why I said in over 60 seconds because this isn't that. Okay, the conclusion to this video is now in the Skipjack video. How fucked is that? I'm breaking all the YouTuber conventions. In fact, here's another convention broken for all of you watching. I hate kids. I actually would love to know what the fuck happened to this line in this year. Like, I'm sure the answer is COVID, but the drop off between wave 7 and 8 and wave 9 and 10 is actually obscene and needs to be studied. Perhaps some handsome Scottish Transformers YouTuber with an 80s character for a thumbnail could do a retrospective on it someday. I feel like that reference is so specific but also applies to other people that it'll be really funny when someone just mentions a completely different channel to me. But it doesn't matter. We're here at the end of this year, we're here at the end of this wave, and from here on out it's going to be a bit different. First things first, I will not be talking about any Studio Series stuff between now and the end of the year. Possibly I'll do a video on Devastator, but I wouldn't see it coming. Also, there probably will be a tier list to follow at some point. Mind you, if you're a patron, you can always follow and get the Leadfoot review, which will be following this one very shortly. I'm guessing in between the COVID pandemic and probably just other priorities this year, this led to a sort of drop-off with the Studio Series lineup, which is a shame. But 2 solid repaints and a solid new mold makes for a better experience than what Wave 9 did. With all that out of the way, if you're only here for the Studio Series stuff, I'll see you guys next year. If you're here for other stuff, keep an eye out on the channel, because I'm just going to keep making. And I think that'll about do it for me. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.